I'm a strong believer that we all have gifts to share to the world. They come in different sizes and different shapes and different languages for different people. They're not always monetary gifts. Some gifts are with time and some gifts are with talent. Sometimes it's difficult to recognize our gifts because they're not always in the prettiest package, but they're our gifts nonetheless. Some people know they have these gifts and they feel the potential, but they have trouble trying to use them. And maybe it's because they're afraid of being judged by others. Maybe they lack the self-confidence to go for it. Or maybe they use other self-sabotaging behaviors that stop them from using these gifts. But there are other people that don't yet realize the potential that they have and the greatness that they have within them. I believe maybe it's because they lack the self-belief that they do have these gifts and that they have something to share with the world. The truth is, we all deserve to have a life to be lived to the fullest, to go after your dreams and goals, and to live your full potential. We don't know the day that we're going to take our last breath on earth. And it's why I came up with my tagline that says, life is short, make it count, because I truly, truly believe that. There are people that are waiting for that next book to be written, for that next invention to be created, for that next person to be the first in their family to graduate college. No matter how big or how small, there are some people that are waiting for you to share those gifts. And yet there will be people that will never use them. They're going to take their last breath with their gift, never having been unwrapped, never having been used, and never having been shared. There's a quote by Miles Monroe, who's a motivational speaker, and I'm going to read it because it's a little long and I don't want to misquote him. It says, the wealthiest place in the world is not the gold mines of South America, or the oil fields of Iraq or Iran. They are not the diamond mines of South Africa or the banks of the world. The wealthiest place on the planet is just down the road. It is the cemetery. There lie buried companies that were never started, inventions that were never made, best-selling books that were never written, and masterpieces that were never painted. In the cemetery is buried the greatest treasure of untapped potential. And that was from Miles Monroe. Not long after I read that quote, this was several years ago, I went back to my hometown and I paid a visit to my mom's gravesite. And as I was getting ready to leave, I happened to look out at the vast number of graves, and that quote came to mind. And it made me wonder just how many people right there in that cemetery had taken their last breath with gifts that were never unopened, with gifts that could have meant something and made a difference. Maybe somebody had the cure for cancer. Maybe somebody had the secret to world peace. But we'll never know because for whatever reason, they never took advantage and shared their gifts. They did a disservice to all of us and as well as themselves. And you think about all of the graveyards in the world and how many of those people had gifts that they never used. For decades, I only took the bow off my gift. I was afraid to unwrap my gift. For the same reason that I mentioned earlier, I was afraid of being judged by others. I had low self-confidence, and it stopped me from unwrapping my gifts. That has since changed. I have torn apart the wrapper, and I try to use my gifts completely that I believe God has given me. I want that dash that comes between your date of birth and the date of death on my headstone to mean more than just a mediocre life. I want that dash to mean that I did all I could in the world to share my gifts with others, and that I have left a legacy for my generations to come. That's what I want my dash to represent. There's a poem by Linda Ellis called The Dash that you may want to read. It's a really nice poem. I want to tell you that if you don't like your situation right now, start at this very moment taking steps to get where you want to be. Make them short increments, short goals that go towards your bigger goal that you can reach. Action is key, and I talk about that often. You need actions to make them work. Otherwise, they just stay a dream. You are the author of your life story. You hold the pen. You get to decide who is going to be in your story and who's not, what you're going to do with your life and what you won't. If you don't like your life story so far, close that book and put it away and start a new one. You hold the pen and you've got a blank sheet to write on. Just make sure that you don't compare your chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 10. It's not about competition. It's your life and what you want to do with your life. Let nothing get in the way of your dreams. When you do that and you unwrap your gifts to share with the world the way you are meant to, you're going to start living life with power, with passion, and with purpose. And when you do that, you're going to find that you will start living a life that takes you from stuck to unstoppable. And so I want you to think about what you want that dash to represent for you and your life. And if you aren't there yet, start working on it. Not tomorrow, you won't find that on a calendar, but now. What can you do now to take you that first step, getting you where you want to be? That's what it's all about. I'm Peggy Bell, reminding you to go out and live your purpose because life is short, so make it count. Until next time.